The kingdom of Achinpur was on the precipice of demonic takeover. A mysterious woman beguiled the king and infiltrated the royal family. But she wasn't human. She was the daughter of the matriarch of all Rakshas, a dreadful class of demons. And under her beautiful facade lurked an insatiable appetite for flesh. The king's human queen bore him a son, as did the demon queen, passing her powers on to him. The two princes came to be known as Nilkamal and Lalkamal. Their bewitched father was distant, and their mothers couldn't have been more different, but they were inseparable. Nilkamal fiercely protected Lalkamal. As the brothers grew, the Rakshi queen secretly devoured the palace's elephants and horses and drained Lalkamal's mother of life. But it was only when Nilkamal found his brother in a demon's clutches one night, the king paralyzed nearby, that he realized his mother's true nature, just before she managed to devour the brothers. But soon she regurgitated a pair of metal eggs and hid them in the remote bamboo grove of a distant kingdom. She didn't realize that Nilkamal and Lalkamal had evaded death, encapsulated in the eggs. With Achinpur under her full control, Rakshas hunted humans freely. Finally, one day, the princes burst from the eggs, determined to defeat the Rakshi queen and end the scourge of demons. First, they came upon a land terrorized by lesser monsters called Kokoshes and staked out an area they frequented, Lalkamal standing guard as Nilkamal slept. That night, the Kokoshes approached and asked who was within. As the brothers had agreed, the first word Lalkamal uttered was Nilkamal's name. It made the monsters quake with fear, for they knew Nilkamal was the son of a powerful Rakshi. To make the ruse more convincing, Lalkamal stuck the tip of Nilkamal's crown through a small crack and said it was his fingernail, sprayed scalding oil from a lamp and called it Nilkamal's spit, and presented a sword he said was Nilkamal's tongue. Pricked by the crown, burned by the oil, and cut by the sword, the Kokoshes retreated. But when they returned and again asked who was inside, Lalkamal, half asleep, accidentally uttered his name first. The Kokoshes burst in, waking Nilkamal, whose sword soon slayed them all. The Rakshi queen heard the news and sent an anonymous message to the kingdom of the prince's victory. It said Achinpur's king was ill, and the only cure was oil from a Rakshi head. In order to destroy the demon's source of life and save their fathers, the princes sharpened their swords and journeyed to Rakshas, the Rakshi homeland. When they arrived, they weren't slaughtered as the Rakshi queen had hoped. Instead, they remained inconspicuous as Nilkamal called for his grandmother, the monster matriarch. She asked them to prove they were her grandchildren by eating iron peas, which Nilkamal did effortlessly as Lalkamal munched on secretly substituted chickpeas. Successfully fooled, the Rakshi matriarch welcomed the brothers. They feigned fear that the Rakshas would eat them if she went away, but she reassured them that nothing would happen to her, for at the bottom of a deep well was a box holding 2 hornets, one containing her daughter, the Rakshi queen's life, the other containing all remaining Rakshi life force. Once the Rakshas went hunting, the brothers took the opportunity to find the well, and Nilkamal plunged in to retrieve the box. The Rakshas sensed danger as soon as the hornets touched open air, but they couldn't reach the princes before Nilkamal killed the first hornet, and the Rakshas fell lifeless. The princes finally returned to Achinpur on the backs of divine birds. Following the message's instructions, they carried a Rakshi head with them, the matriarchs. When she saw, the Rakshi queen nearly fainted in shock. and Neil Kamal swiftly killed the second hornet. At last, Achinpur's king resurfaced from the demon's spell, and the kingdom was free of invading evils. The stories that we pass down help us better understand the past, and sometimes even the present. Subscribe to this channel and never miss a myth.